I have an opinion, and then this platform is not letting me do it. I don't know if anybody can hear me and stuff like that, but I'm going to try this one more time because I am so tired. Not really tired because maybe this whole trial might help somebody out with another trial that's not so famous, or somebody that needs more advice on getting somebody that has to deal with the domestic violence. This is what I kind of point this out to be, more of a domestic violence case, not so much a RICO sex trafficking case at all. Because my understanding is sex trafficking, if you take somebody against their will, if somebody's walking down the street and somebody kidnaps you against your will, put you in a van, you know how to do like in the movies, a black van with black windows, you can't see inside, and they kidnap you, and they either drug you, take you to some other place against your will to do things that you don't want to do. That's how I look at sex trafficking. What they have here is more domestic violence. Somebody that's sick, somebody that needs help, somebody have to understand that he cannot be beating up on women like that. Where does he get this from? Did he see this in the home of his mother? I know I heard the stories of how his father was a gangster or a pimp that got murdered way back in the days. I'm trying to figure out the only way somebody can either be formed into that is that like somebody must have been groomed to be angry and to only think that beating up on women is the right thing to do if you don't get your way. He could be locked up. If he's locked up there forever, then okay. He's locked up there forever. That means he won't be able to do that to anybody else. But if they happen to say, well, we're going to lock you up for a certain amount of years, and when he comes out, is that going to help him? Is it going to help anybody that's like him? I'm trying to understand this because this this is a mental thing that he has a problem. I know I don't know him. I really don't know him. I know of him from the times of before anybody knew him as right now Love or Sean Combs. We know him as what I knew him and seen him first time on the scene as what is it? Sean Combs when he used to dance back in the 90s. He wasn't no big mogul. He didn't have no label. He didn't have no artist. He was a dancer at the beginning. At the very beginning. He used to dance in CC Peniston videos and other type of videos until he got into working in the music industry with Andre Harrell. This really, I'm looking at this whole case and I'm like, it seems that somebody in the government side, who the FBI or whoever that arrested him because they was trying to get him on again a RICO case and sex trafficking. And now that they're looking at it, when you're looking at it, you're saying to yourself, okay, it doesn't look like they can get him on that because it just looked more when he from all the stuff they showing us that it looks more of a domestic violence, more domestic, more domestic than a John Gotti case. John Gotti, hi, how you doing? I hope you're doing really good. It's a whole thing of when John Gotti was arrested, that was clear off the back Rico and everything else of what was going on. That there, if you had to compare it from that to what's going on, There's no comparison. So I'm thinking to myself, "Are you from Brazil? Hi, how you doing? How's Brazil? I know it must be nice out there." Right here, I'm in New York, and I'm constantly hearing about this Diddy case that's really, really, really like this irking me. No man, no person, no woman, no one should actually put hands on anybody. Who? It's like I say to this is because who in the world gives you the judge and jury to for you to decide on beating up on somebody? It's this madness. Madness. But my thing is that there's one person on here, one influencer kept on asking the question of what was the whole significance of the the bottles and bottles of bottles and bottles of baby oil. He didn't understand why were they so much onto that. Because it seems that the FBI and everybody else actually were trying to tie that into the charges that they have actually arrested him for. The only way I can look at it is that if you are doing a service, and one of the ingredients for you to do that service is having that, then that could be it. I understand if you like the product, eventually you're gonna buy like two, probably like 5 bottles. But but for you to buy over like tons and tons of it, you gotta have some type of business that you have to use that as an ingredient to do what you gotta do. What is up? This man has a problem. This man was actually, how I look at it, this is my point of view. This man was actually like he was formed, developed, shaped into this person that we see today. You got to ask your question. Who was he around? Who was he around to actually see that beating up on women was okay? Then I have to go to not just him, I have to go to his mom's. Because from my understanding, allegedly, or whatever you want to put it, is that my understanding that his dad was a gangster. He was like more like a pimp. That's just what from what I've heard. I'm like, what is next? What is going to happen? This trial is going to go on and on and on and on. And from what I'm looking at, the charges are sex trafficking, RICO. Sex trafficking, RICO. So far, from what I'm hearing, it's more of domestic violence, anger, anger management, death threats, and so forth. So I don't see any type of connections there at all. I'm like, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for them to say that gives me like a light, or something to connect the dots to say, well, oh, okay, I see the reason why this, or I see the reason why that. I see the reason why this, or I see the reason why that. It's like I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. He needs help. He really needs help. A lot of people, when they go through certain things like that, I don't think jail is even the answer to it. I think people are sick. That's just my point of view. That's just me. I think that they really do need to understand. Like, I have to ask. I wish I was around his mom to ask her what made him be the way he is. Because the person that really knows him and really, really, really knows his whole character is his mother. It'd be his mother and father, but his father's not here and his mother's here. Hold on for 1 second. I just want to plug this up. Give me 1 second, everybody. It's crazy. Mm, Go, go. Aha. I had to put that in and let that charge and everything. Um, I like to find out like a lot of things I've been wanting to find out. I'm like everybody. It seemed like everybody that's been around him actually has either been put into a problem, became a problem, got into problems. With the problems that they got into, winded up them in jail. They're not here anymore, or you know, so on and so forth. And the only person that actually went ahead was him. Then you gotta look at it. Look at all the people. Look at all the people. Craig Mack. Craig Mack is gone. Craig Mack was on the scene. Then all of a sudden, he didn't need Craig Mack anymore, and then he just pushed him to the side. That's how I look at it. And now Craig Mack is gone. Then it was Biggie. Then Biggie was like his, like to me, was his meal ticket, and now he's gone. But I don't know how the paperwork has or how it's been done. I don't know if he's getting uh I don't know, money from that or so on and so forth. I don't know what the paperwork, the contract, stuff like that, or how royalties are and stuff. But he's gone. Then he had the problem with the locks, with royalties. Look at all the people that was around him and where they're at now. You got to ask that question. Think about that. Where are all the people that he was around that he brought in that was doing music, making the band? Where are they now? Where are all the members of the making the band? The first set, the second set. Danny Kane, Dream, Total, Lil Kim, Mary J. Let me see. G Dep, Black Rob. Ugh, I'm trying to look at all the names that were out there. And probably there's more artists out there that might have been shelved that he signed. Then you gotta ask yourself, out of all the people he signed and worked with and stuff like that, how their lives are. What are they doing now? This is bananas. And the only reason why I'm talking about it now because it's constantly in my face. Every time I go on the internet, I'm constantly see it. I'm on the internet, I see Puffy. When I on the TV, I see Puffy. When I'm walking down the street, I hear people talking about Puffy. Puffy, 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 Puffy. But now it's like you have to ask the questions. Who would who like this man? Like people was fearing him. Like he was people feared him. Feared him. I wonder about his father. What was his father like? Like he was people feared. And that's scary. When somebody else is feared of somebody, that's not a good thing. That is not a good thing. Then you gotta look at him and say, well, yeah, okay. He comes across this way, he comes across that way, so on and so forth, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But it's the whole thing of he always yes, you actually have you I've been asking these questions for years. Since 90s. Why is this man wearing shades in the house and it's dark? Why is this man wearing shades constantly all day and day out? Because it always used to tell me that when you're looking through the eyes of somebody, you can see the eyes straight. You can see straight to somebody's soul and who they really are. Some people can see it, some people can see it, some people can't. Even by their aura, how they present themselves. Like they are untouchable. And when somebody start to think that they are untouchable, you better beware. Because whoever you are out there that think that you're untouchable, don't think that. People have a habit of thinking that, oh, I'm untouchable. Oh, that will never happen to me. Oh, this, all that. Start thinking that it could. Really. Oh, really. Think about that. This is crazy. I don't know. I don't know what to tell y'all, what to feel, what to say, but this is how I feel. This is how I feel as a photographer. I I take photography. When I take photography, it's not just doing, how can I say, it's not just doing portraits and landscapes and models or fashion shows and stuff like that. I take photos to capture moments that sometimes the memory can remember, sometimes they can't, unless you see it on paper or on a print. And that's what I like to do. And it kind of shows people, a photo can actually show a person's true self, even with their imperfections. And like again, I'm a photographer. I work for press, all that stuff. I don't feel like going out there. This is raining and stuff like that. All the people out there, they have it out, they have it on the internet and stuff. But how I am trying to report this to you is, I don't know who out there is probably in their 20s. They're in their 20s or yeah, I'll say in their 20s. But the ones that are near their 40s, they will understand. The ones that are 40s, 50s down the line will understand and say to themselves, "What happened? What happened, Diddy? Who made you God? Love. Love, I don't understand why you change your name to Love too, because that's the wrong name for you. I'm sorry. I just needed to get this off my chest. I'm not just saying these things because it's so much stuff. It's just I'm constantly seeing it all over. And one, if and only if, like again, they picked him up on charges of RICO and sex trafficking. But what I'm seeing is more of domestic violence, jealousy, domestic violence, jealousy, like a Ike Turner. And that's it. That's what I'm seeing. So I really need to see stuff out there that really sticks to what their charges are put on him for him to go to jail. Yeah, he should go to jail. He should go to jail. He should go to jail for domestic violence and for ruining that girl's life. Ruining that poor girl's life. It's crazy. Just crazy. I mean, I'm actually trying to understand this, but there's nothing else I can actually just say that would actually say that what the charges are on him, it actually sticks. He's gonna go to jail. He's gonna be there for life. Him and R. Kelly better be good friends. I don't know if they're gonna be in the same place. Probably, probably not. They better just make it comfy. Hey Shirley, how you doing? Hope all is well. I mean, I'm really seeing, you know how you get to a point that they constantly talk about Diddy all the time? I know I wasn't talking about Diddy from before. Nobody wasn't talking about Diddy from before, but it's constantly in your face to a point that it actually can, anybody that's been through something like that can relate. And I mean domestic violence, not on the charges that they are putting on him. And if they had to say, well, if none of the evidence actually show that it's either sex trafficking or RICO, and they say to him that, well, he could go scot free, man's going scot free. So these people better go back to the drawing board, sit down, find some way to link these things up if that's the case. I be feeling like these police officers are just not, they're I don't know, they're just doing things willy-nilly, and it's really pissing me off. And now all of us gotta be in the in between all this stuff, and I just can't. Again, Cassie, I'm so sorry that you had to go through that, girl. I don't even know you, but I remember from the time that song came out, some of y'all might not, but I do. I remember when that song came out. And I remember the video and everything. And the first thing that came to my mind, I was like, wow, they did the video like they making her look like J-Lo. Now my question is, after that, I was like, is this after the whole Puffy and J-Lo breakup? Because I know after the breakup, he was really hurt, crying. They got a video out there. They got like it was on MTV or one of the VH1 or MTV about, he's like, oh, I love her. He was heartbroken. I don't know if he was beating up her on her to try to take it out on her for the breakup with him and Jennifer Lopez. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it does not give anybody the right to beat up on somebody because of how you're feeling. If you're angry, beat up on yourself. Why don't you take a frying pan and hit it across your own head? I'm sorry. Go to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and. Yeah, okay, I gotta read these guidelines and stuff like that. I'm just sad, upset, but at the same time, everybody needs a fair trial. Hate to say, everybody have to get a fair trial. And like they say, innocent until proven guilty. Well, sometimes always guilty until proven innocent. On some cases, and others, I don't know. Look, I was gonna stay on here for a whole hour, but I'm not because I'm hungry, and eventually I'm gonna eat my food when it's done, and I'm gonna go on to my laptop, and I know it's gonna be a lot of stuff popping up about, oh this, oh that, hey this, hey that, so on and so forth. But before I go, listen, that's just my soap. This is my soapbox. I'm now getting off my soapbox about this whole Diddy thing. But for everybody that's out there that's listening, and I just want to let y'all know that just remember today's Thursday. It's Thursday, and it's thorough Thursday, meaning that try to sit down, reflect, think about everything that you've done up to today, the good and bad, right? And analyze everything that you've done. Evaluate yourself. Could I have done this better? Could I have answered this question a little bit softer? Was I mean? Did I have an attitude? Can I have done this differently? Maybe I need to treat myself more. Evaluate yourself sometimes, because I would hate for anybody. Well, sometimes people out there would actually say, well, D, you do this all the time. And I've done it so many times to a point that it's so routine that I don't even see it. And I have to have somebody from the outside looking in and tell me that you do this too much. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. So try to do that exercise. Instead of having somebody on the outside looking in, sit down, take 5-10 minutes and evaluate yourself every week. Do it on a Thursday. Let's do a challenge. Evaluate yourself every week on a Thursday. Say to yourself, what do I need to evaluate? What do I need to change? What can I do better? Do I need to treat myself more? Do I need to talk to people more? Do I need to call my family members more? Do I need to do this? Do I need to? Because it would kind of fulfill certain certain points inside of you that will make you, I guess, a better person. I don't know. I know it always helps. Listen, have a good day. And tomorrow I'll be doing a live. I'm gonna have another guest. We got a lot to talk about. We have a lot of things to discuss, topics that have to deal with current events, everyday life, New York going downhill. New York is never going to be the way it used to be. I mean, well, if you want to join us, it's 10 o'clock tomorrow on Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So just make sure you come back here at this live on Friday. Have a good day. Stay dry if you're in New York and stay safe. Bye now.